The girl gently waved her hand, and miraculously healed the old lady's back pain that had troubled her for half a lifetime. The old lady looked at the adorable little girl before her, and hope began to blossom in her heart. She wished this child was her own granddaughter. However, she didn't know, this girl was the biological daughter of the CEO. 5 years ago, the CEO and a woman had an accidental night together. Afterward, the woman left a mark on the CEO. It was from this accident that the woman became pregnant with her child, and gave birth to 4 children. As the children grew up, it was time for them to start school. One day, the woman's father found her, told her to pack her things quickly, and then began telling the youngest sister a secret. He took out a portrait and gave it to the little girl, instructing her to go down the mountain with her mother, and find the man in the portrait. That man was their father. At the same time, the CEO was also searching for a way to eliminate the mark that had troubled him for 5 years. However, every time it was removed, the mark would mysteriously reappear. So, he instructed his assistant to investigate who the woman from that night was. But the woman didn't know any of this. She was taking her daughter to visit a kindergarten. Unexpectedly, the little girl sneaked out. She ran to the street, hugged a handsome man, and called out "Dad." The man, frightened, quickly left. The little girl was stunned. She took out the portrait, and carefully compared it, realizing that the handsome man was likely her father. However, she didn't know, that man was actually her biological father's brother. Not giving up, the little girl followed his steps and continued to pursue him. When she arrived at the door, she happened to overhear the fraudster inside trying to deceive the grandmother. Without hesitation, the little girl barged in. Then, using her inner strength, she lightly punched the old lady's waist. The old lady's illness was instantly cured. The old lady looked at the little girl before her, and felt inexplicable familiarity. Noticing that the little girl had no adult with her, she decided to take her home and care for her. At that moment, the woman called, having just realized that her daughter was missing. She rushed to the villa and urgently asked about her daughter's whereabouts. Meanwhile, the CEO's brother arrived at the villa, and immediately accused the woman of being a fraud, as the whole family believed that the little girl was his illegitimate child. However, the woman pushed aside his clothes, and discovered that there was no mark on him. The girl confirmed he was not the man 5 years ago. So, she left the villa with her daughter, leaving the man angrily cursing behind them. Just as they left, the CEO returned home, intending to check on his brother's illegitimate child. After realizing it was a misunderstanding, he prepared to continue working. However, his assistant called, saying the woman from 5 years ago had been found. At the same time, the scheming woman learned that the CEO had mistaken the wrong person. She planned to poison the CEO, but unexpectedly, the plan was discovered by the little girl. She directly confronted the scheming woman. The scheming woman, realizing her plot was about to be exposed, ordered her bodyguards to chase the little girl away. However, during the scuffle, the CEO noticed that the little girl had the same mark on her arm as he did.